Good morning, ugly American living in the Philippines. We're on our way to town to, I guess, a fish farm or something like that to get the milkfish, because the plan was they were going to deliver it today early in the morning, but they're behind schedule evidently, and they offered to let us come pick them up and we can get them this morning. So we're going to take a trip into town and see if we can get our 500 milkfish and take them to the cage ourselves. So anyway, that's things always change. You never know what's going to happen, and it sounds like it's actually, it might be better for us to come pick it up, because they're packaging up the delivery that they were supposed to have out by 6 this morning, but they didn't. So he said that maybe they can get some, we can get some extra fish if we come and pick them up in Surigao. So we'll be right back. It's Monday morning, about 8 o'clock now. Let's see what time it is. Yeah, 5 minutes to 8 o'clock or so. And we're going across the bridge here to that other side of town where we got the bamboo and where that market was we went to try and see who's selling these milkfish. Traffic is a little bit crazy in the morning. Hopefully we'll be there soon. Here's the guy selling the bamboo. Just like anywhere else, people going to their jobs, taking their kids to school. Nice one, huh?
So slow. Diretso pa?
Mahandakan. Ito lagi ito na pusing na kamera.
Hindi mo maglao.
Ito yung kay hindi.
Man makita karazo ang pizza. Just passing.
We just passed it.
Pwede ka baking ano? Mura din mo ini.
Nice.
Kuning may pinindias, you are the one who pinindias. I'm telling you what to do when I'm driving.
Because obviously you don't know how to drive.
You do it.
Dili so galing pangusan ni Pangkon. Hindi makahagi. Dali din basa ng putos.
Come on. Wala ka to. Mama, ini-baking.
Well, we made it to the fishery or whatever it is, alive, barely. Isa was driving. She didn't like me giving her advice on how to turn around. Smells like not good. Down here by this, I guess it's the river, mixed between salt water and fresh water. Smells like the sewer plant though. see what we got. It's a pond with some dikes, and I don't know if it's brackish water or salt water. I don't know what all these mounds are. They look like cow crap, but pretty sure they're not. I'm gonna ask what they are. Maybe they're ants. I don't know. Oh, by the way, this is the CO2 tanks that they fill these bags up, and then how they keep air for the fish when they're traveling.
Ah, 500 naman kabuo. 500 naman. Punta ka na silupin ko na oxygen. Yun ka na. Kamu tinyo, ay karga niya sa ban. Sa tiran? Oo.
Hama dapat
Sakto may una akong tagpuan din.
Hama dapat siguro.
Hama kami magbayad din dito sa Edo. Oo. Kung naman kabuo, 500 naman. Go! Kuno na itong bango si kuno naman kung ano.
Bangot din siya. Bali magtawag ng ka.
Dari dahil nilabiran nila mo yung sabitas pandang.
Honey, ask if it's fresh water or salt water.
Tubig hindi ng dagat.
Dagat ini yun.
Salt water. Okay.
Dagat.
So this is from the tide. That's a homemade pump. He's pumping out the bottom of his boat. Got some PVC pipes and a plunger. If you look down in there, he's got that boat lined with some plastic tarp, and evidently that's how they transport the seedlings to the people who buy them. So they load that boat up with seedlings and then travel to the different places and drop off the orders. So the tarp probably has a few leaks. Where do they catch these seedlings at? How do they get them? Honey? So I was just told that these fish were bought from someone else, and they bring them to their pond and grow them and then sell them. So they're kind of like just middlemen on this whole process. They buy it from a different city, a bigger city probably, and bring it to Surigao and then sell to people around here, Dayasan and all around Surigao. So the delivery boat has an aerator, air pump in it, and that green tubing, I guess, has holes in it, and it aerates there. But I also see a port right there, not a porthole or something. So they probably are pumping water in and out all the time too. to keep the fish to be able to breathe, because they're going to load that thing up. Supposedly got a 7,000 order going into Daosan somewhere around there. Just happened to notice their sign, I guess, telling what their orders are. I don't know.
Kaiban ka ato kabii. Sila ra.
Don't know what that means.
Di naman tumulas sa to.
Di na, mo na ito isa sirsap.
Mo doon nakadagko.
Kaya mo man daw kadaghan ang
Kinido.
kasuan siguro ang isa.
Ikot ka kaya diha, bikas. Hindi para ka pamato.
I guess we're waiting on the boss man. Looks like he's heading over this way.
Lako, kamera kay pa.
Ini may am-
kay para ma.
Ini na may delivery sa kuan sa Isidro.
Ini.
Ni dito dito nabago.
Grabe ba sa inyo ko man delivery?
Oh. First time pa kayo ka muna kuan ni, kamo dito na magka-virgin pa kuan.
Ay, thank you.
Ini ka din himo ko ha. Oh. Kaya ini dito do sa kuan dayasa na dagat. Parat man kana daw,
Oh.
man. Kaya ni dito.
Dili, pagabot niyo dito, adto na pag-edit siya pagbubo.
Ama ni bitang.
Butara ini sa tubig tapos paligid-ligid ang silupin. Pagsabot video,
Tubig,
sa dagat ba sa dagat.
dagat, paligid-ligid ra.
Oh, pagsabot video na makapo-relax na sila. Diretso hinahinay ra pagbubo yan eh. Nakaunting na minute na.
Oh, na.
Nakaunting na minute.
Pag nakakuan na ako
Pangbuyan kahapon, nanawag pa mo. O silum doon di?
nanawag ba
Ikaw, may mo ba yan?
kahapon?
Bakit ka na nawag ka mo kahapon? Kuwan pa, tumuntag pa, kaya nag-counting kami. Ito din ang mga kandalas sa Navy.
Ay, simba sa namo.
Adyo na, kaya ato bahukan kay para maintakan kuwan diha. Sige, hawiran nga na kay.
Hawiran na to.
Lubos gali, bukan.
Tindog ra sa blar man kininto.
Dali raman ton. Kamay ko dito.
Pwede na to.
Kuan ba sa ini day may tag-ija na naihap na ini. Basta nalaong na doon naihap na.
Atabokin mo daw.
Oo.
Dali gani ko napat kinakaskasan.
Looks like he's going to throw some food out there to get them to gather around.
Basta makaskasan.
All these fish right here.
Yeah.
Already have owners already. It's ready to deliver.
Tawag mo ba yayo? Tawag mo kaya na ako sa bayan ng mahaw ko to. Sige, sige. Na. Na.
Did they get him?
Oy, di ba ito sa atin ito? Masin sige ta tagok to kaya nat man musuod man ang bahugan tagok to.
Couldn't tell, so bright.
Ano man ganila pagbilang?
Da, ontan. Dila tara kaya puta na diri kuan. Ay sus dari ni. Ay. Ni tabot.
I don't know what's happening.
Dili dili kita. Ama tu butang ni.
So somehow they're going to transfer it out of that bigger black net into this white net and count them at the same time to get our 500.
Balong paspas na bladom.
Amura kwadrado.
Kwadrado. Diyan na patayo.
Oh, mapakay na.
Nagasgasan.
Kadagko andi ba
This is a floating pen without a net. I guess they can just use to transfer the seedlings.
Ini
The truth is, that's why they told us to come over here, because it ain't even worth delivering 500. People are ordering 7,000, 5,000, 10,000, and we ordered 500. So he said, "Well, we're packing up for the other ones. If you come by, we'll put yours in." So they're kind of doing us a favor for such a small order. This is how they count it with the little net. They're actually counting one by one. It's crazy. I'm actually watching again instead of filming. It's hard not to do. He's got a bamboo stick. He's sliding along the bottom to gather them all together.
Mga 5 kaha.
Ano mo ang truck nun?
Oo. Eh, para di magsiot.
Okay. Okay, punta ko na kabin. Yan na nga, gusto kong silipin. Baka naman gusto. Baka sila ka lang, bubing out. Sige. Dati yung raso din na. Okay. Ha?
Latid lamang kay base ng puslot.
Ayo. Oh.
Pagdala ko na job, kabukuan, balde na kamay. Pagdali, kabuk balde.
Kabot dito din ang largo po yan. Inyo sa saplik-saplik ang tubig. Oo. Kaya sa din sa largo po boy. Kinamon. Liko nga to. Patay to. Ipaligid-ligid naman kaalis sa kuan.
Bilang ko din siya, kasi bigyan magsilip.
Kabot dito lupoton ba? Kabot sa pligal tubig. Garang na imo planggana dito. Naon.
Kundili bak.
Oo. Sa pligal sa kanali. Kabak sa listang. Oo.
Aircon ba dyan, Iban? Ha?
Oo.
Okay na, aircon mo dyan.
Pining ulit din ka. Dapat ko pining.
All right, I'm retreating back to the car. I got to sit down. My knees are killing me. But we basically saw how they do it. All these ponds are what they are, is ponds with dikes on all the ends to go to smaller ponds. But every one of these is from the tide. It comes in, they open the dikes, and then they close the dikes. There's on three sides, it looks like, they have dikes. One going out to the ocean, and then the rest are spread it out across all over these ponds. But they trap the water from the high tide. All right, they're loading us up. Thanks, guys. I asked what that black pile of stuff all along there was. The guy told me it was caribou shit, but I don't think he understood me, so I'm not sure. And Isaac doesn't know what I'm talking about. Mr. and Mrs. Lira, how long will those fish live in the sacks with the oxygen? Not seal. Is it CO2?
Pila ko nung 1 or 2 years. I want to 2 hours.
Oh, 1 to 2 hours. Okay. So they set it up to have a couple hours to get out there. So.
Hello?
Okay, I was just informed by Miss Lario that that was mud that they pull out of there to keep building up the wall on the fish pond. So it wasn't cow shit, just smelled like it. All right, that's it. We're on the way home. We got to get him to the fish cage within a couple hours. So, Ugly American, living in the Philippines, over and out.